Hi everyone, my name's Claire Whitaker. I'm a teacher at Sangha Yoga Studio, and I have prepared a cozy flow class for you today. I hope to see you in one of my classes soon and enjoy. So let's get started. I have for props a nice blanket that I love. I also lit a candle, and I might suggest for your space to just begin to set it up by making it a little extra for yourself. So that might mean essential oils, putting your favorite plant, and definitely your favorite blanket. So we'll take the blanket to get started and just roll it up and sit right on top of it, giving ourselves a little extra lift, starting in Viryasana, hero seat. Palms can come to Hasta Mudra, so stick out your pinkies and make fists with the rest of your hands, and then touch those pinkies right below the navel. This mudra is said to draw energy that might be circulating all around in your brain downwards, helping you ground. Sit yourself nice and tall. Crown of the head begins to rise. Shoulders can melt down the back. We'll take a couple sighs. So big inhale through the nose. Open mouth exhale. A few nice, deep, even breaths like that. And then just begin to settle a little deeper. Taking a little time and space to give yourself nourishment, to slow down. As you breathe, seeing if you can just feel the whole body at once. Noticing how the lungs inflate and how the belly puffs as you inhale, and how everything begins to release with the exhale. We'll take one more big breath in. And a long, languid sigh. You can release the mudra. Take a few gentle shoulder rolls. Inhaling the shoulders up to the ears and exhaling them down the back. Switch directions of the roll. Good. And then begin to drop your left ear to left shoulder. Right fingertips can tiptoe away. Gently nod the head. And then crown of the head can raise. Draw that palm back to center. And exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Can tiptoe fingertips away from you. Taking a few deep, even breaths into the neck space, maybe nodding if it feels okay. And then bring yourself back up to center. You can take the blanket out from underneath you if you like, and you can even just wrap up in it a little bit. Feeling a little more snug is always nicer. Sitting cross-legged or kneeling. We can inhale, arms drift up overhead, gaze lifts, and exhale, twist to the right. Crown of the head is nice and high. Shoulders melt down the back. And then inhale to float the arms overhead. And exhale, twist to the left. Spine is nice and long. We'll start a gentle flow, inhaling, arms lift, and exhale to twist. Inhale, floating the arms, and exhale, twisting. Allow your breath to lead, breathing you. Maybe close the eyes. And we'll come back, palms trace through midline. Beautiful. Inhale, arms float up. And exhale, plant the right hand, arch the spine. Can take a nice breath here. Feeling an openness in the side body. And then inhale to float the arms up overhead and exhale, plant the palm, arch to the left. Gaze can come up or down, whatever feels lovely. And then we'll inhale to float and exhale to arch. Come up through midline. Breathe those palms through heart center. We will come into tabletop position. If you like, you can stay snuggled in your blanket or just fold the blanket up, giving your knees a little extra cushion, a little extra love. Begin to square the palms underneath the shoulder, the knees beneath the hips. And press down into all of the pads of the fingertips. Really feel your palms rooting and grounding into the earth. Take a few gentle cat-cows, dipping the belly on the inhale, gaze lifts, and exhale, arching the spine like you're a mad cat. Just gently warming up the whole spine. You can walk the palms a little bit further ahead, maybe one palm's distance, and just sink the hips forward, back, out, and around. Moving gently, making some big wide circles with the hips. Almost as if you're like scraping out the inside of a bowl of brownie batter. And switch direction. make your way into child's pose, sinking hips back in space, crown of the head can come towards the mat. You can even bring palms over the top of the head, making yourself tiny. Take a moment to go inside. And then plant the hands in front of you, taking a nice active arms. Press your way up towards tabletop. And on the exhale, tuck the toes. Find a really gentle downward facing dog, keeping the knees nice and bent. And pedaling the heels gently, one at a time. Spine is nice and long. And then you can exhale, drop the knees, drop the head. Find child's pose, Viryasana. Feel the whole body melt into the earth below you. And we'll find a gentle flow. Inhaling up to table. Exhale, tucking the toes, finding downward facing dog. A round of breath in downward facing dog. Inhale. And then exhale to lower into child's pose. Inhale to table. Exhale, downward facing dog. Move slowly and gently, inhaling to table, exhale to child's pose, Viryasana. If you like, we can start layering a few cat-cows in the middle with an inhale and an exhale. And then on the exhale, finding down dog. Inhale to table, exhale. Find downward facing dog for a moment, just pedaling the knees, melting the heart a little deeper, maybe shaking out the head. And then begin to look at your hands and tiptoe really slowly towards the hands, finding a really gentle forward fold. Knees can stay bent if you like. And head can hang heavy, kind of ragdolling out. Nice. Exhale, let it all go. Plant the hands, step the feet back one at a time, and find your downward facing dog. Begin to drop the knees and sit back on the heels. You can swing the feet around in front of you, propping yourself up on your blanket if you like. And just take a moment sitting nice and tall in Dandasana staff pose. Crown of the head lifts. Maybe take your gaze to that little object you brought, or put a little essential oil on your hands. Sip your tea. And then begin to fold forward, very gently. Begin to walk your way up to a seated position, and you can draw the feet towards the body. And here, if you feel comfortable, just give yourself a little foot rub. You massage out the sole of the feet, the big toes, in between all of the bones of the toes. Our feet do so much for us, standing and carrying all of our weight, walking away. You rub the ankles. Very nice. And then begin to make your way gently onto your back. If you want a little more core work, we can work through boat pose, sticking our legs out long and arms coming to the side, and then releasing as slow as you can down to the mat. Snuggle shoulder blades in. And then draw the hips and the legs up so you're just giving yourself a little squeeze here. Rocking side to side, massaging out the low back. You take some big circles with the knees. And then release the feet towards the earth. Begin to press into the feet and inhale, the hips lift. Arms will rainbow overhead. Exhale, hips drop, arms arch back towards the earth. Inhale, everything lifts. Exhale, everything melts. Find your flow. And sink everything back towards the mat. You can begin to cross your right leg over your left leg and then begin to hug that thigh towards the body for figure four. Rock it out side to side a little bit. Notice if there's any spaces in the hips that need a little bit more nourishment. And you can pause there. And begin to release the foot down to the mat, switching the cross of the legs. See if you can notice a difference in the sides of the body. And begin to release. We'll start to set up for Shavasana. So if you'd like, you can set up for a classic Shavasana, extending the legs out in front of you. Or if you have furniture or a wall handy, we can take a legs up the wall or up the couch or furniture. So just begin to snuggle your hip bones into the wall space if you're choosing to invert the legs. And then swing the hips up high, body will come around. If you have your blanket, you can place your blanket over the entire body or just over the hips for a little extra grounding. And arms can face up towards the ceiling. Begin to relax all of the bones and muscles in the feet and ankles. Hips become heavy, grounding into the earth. all of the muscles of the spine and back begin to relax. Face softens. Hands release their grasp. And shoulders melt. Shavasana. Start to notice the temperature of the air as it comes through your nostrils on both the inhale and the exhale. Maybe wiggle out toes, brush your fingertips together. And wherever you are, you can glide your way into seed pose, fetal position. So you might need to inchworm your way back to the mat. And just pause for a moment and give thanks for whatever it is you're thankful for today. Keeping your eyes soft, you can press your way up to a seated position. Maybe finding Viryasana again. Begin to rub the palms together, creating a little bit of friction and a little bit of warmth. And then place the palms on the heart. We'll take a big breath in and sigh, big breath out. Notice if you feel any shifts between the beginning of when we started practice to now, and see if any of those shifts are things that you could carry off of the mat with you and into the world. Namaste. The light in me sees, honors, respects the light in you. Thank you for practicing with Sangha Studio, and I hope you stay well.